what's up? This is Dave, Mr. White LS1. Thanks for joining me today in the carburetorsuck.com garage. So, got this master cylinder here. It's pretty new. This is one I took off the Blazer, so I think I bought it about 2009, 2010. I mean, I guess it seems new, but it's 5 years old. It was probably a reman piece, and it seems to not be doing so hot, so my pedal's fading, and it's not really feeling pretty good. I've been checking the fluid level on it. I don't think I'm losing fluid into the booster, but first, before I do anything, I'm going to pull it away from the booster and just double check to make sure that we're not going to have any issues with that. So, looks dry. Go there. We've got our new master cylinder here. Let's check this sucker out. It says it comes with the bleeder kit, so we'll bench bleed it. It's already been opened, so it's just torn. Alright, so it says it had a bleeder kit in it, and it doesn't. Alright, so I got the new unit on here, and went inside the cab and pumped the pedal about 5 or 6 times, and it's already feeling nice and firm. So I'm just going to go around here. I'm going to crack them open, and I'll hit them with my Mighty Vac just a little bit and pull a little fluid out, see if I can get some air out of them, maybe let them gravity bleed a little bit. So even though I have bled the crap out of these several times, I did one full deal of these each off of the back, and so you can see this is a passenger rear. You can see it's still looking pretty murky. Coming out the tube it looks clear, but then it comes into here and it looks pretty nasty. Swapped that 14 bolt in there, and I changed the master cylinder the other day, and after I bled them, you know, I got all clean fluid out everywhere. Everything seems really good, but the pedal, it doesn't fade like before with the other master cylinder, but it was, you know, going pretty far down. So what I did is I went to adjust the brakes on it, and the passenger side adjusted okay, but the driver's side, it's like it's seized up. So I figured I'm just going to pull it apart and do the brakes. I got everything I need here, so pads and hardware kit and stuff. So we'll get into that right now. I'm going to get that put in here, move some stuff around. You know how it is. Alright, so I get some light on here. We got a nut here, and then there's like a lock ring that goes around it, so it is in one of the little dimples. on the nut, so I'm going to go ahead and pry that down now. I believe this is the right socket for it. And, I don't know, it's just, it doesn't say a size, I think it's just for this. And I'd get yourself one of these instead of just hammering it off. A lot more controlled this way. But I do like to take things off and set them down the way they came off. So we got this guy here. I'm just going to set him right there over that hanger. I believe next up we have this guy here. Yeah, that'll come out pretty easy. Just kind of lift up on it and it'll usually come out. Oh, baby, there we go. Okay, so that one, bang. Or actually, let's see, that way. And then we got another one behind it. That wasn't very tight. Again, I gotta be able to slide this big beast out of there. These things are freaking heavy, so be careful. Things are bad. These shoes get you in here. Anyways, these shoes are just gone. I mean, everything should be okay here. I'm going to change the seal on the bearings. I don't foresee any problems, but look at that. I mean, it is just grooved up. You can see there, we're grinding rivets down. Yay. Keep this stuff out of our lungs. So I'm probably just going to pad slap these, which I don't typically do. I always usually replace the parts. And I think these are probably, I wouldn't even turn them at this point probably. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can be turned out. I'm not sure. But like I said, I do have limited time right now. So I'm going to change the seal in the back of the hub here and clean everything up here. And then just go ahead and change those brakes out there. I mean, they're not way bad. They're just, you know, they're just grooved a little bit. But I typically would replace them. So I'm just anal like that. I'll make sure I got the right shoes. Let's see. Make sure I got the right shoes. Well, it appears they gave me the wrong shoes, so that's a bust. That is a frickin' bust. Dang it. Alright, well, it looks like I'm going to the parts store after all. Alright, so after 2 part stores, the one I bought it at didn't have it. I ended up getting, looks like to be the right stuff here. Let's see. Yeah, looking pretty close. Looking close. Okay. Alright, looks good. Still gonna pad slap just until I can get a little time to where I have more time to work on this. My main thing is that this is seized up here, so I gotta get that freed up. So I'll just start pulling some parts off here, and I gotta get this seal out of here too, so I'll do that. I got the seal out of here. I'm getting ready to pop the new seal in. You can see it was kind of a pain to get out. I have a puller, but it just didn't seem to really work in that situation. You see, got a smaller side and a larger side, and then you can actually see the spring from this side. You can see that there, but it goes this way here with the large side facing up. Started a little crooked there. Maybe we can get it. Be good enough. Good enough. Is since I don't do drum brakes a lot, I can't really remember what goes where. I can kinda, but not really. So the way I take the springs off is the way I'm gonna lay them on the floor next to these ones, and then I'm gonna put the new ones there out of the hardware kit, which is here. Dump my hardware kit out over here. Just remember as they come off, so that is in there to there. So we'll find our orange deal. Looks about right, yeah. So I'll put that in. Alright, so this sucker was froze up. I put it in the vise, gave it a little WD and some heat, and I was able to get it apart. So I'm pretty happy about that. It seemed like it didn't want to go, but we helped it cooperate. Let's put a little anti-seize on here. We don't want to get jammed up anymore. I'll probably put a little touch of grease right here, but I'll just put a little. Just touch it, a little bit of anti-seize. Call that good. If I'm doing this all wrong, somebody correct me. I just don't do these a lot, so I'm not really that good at drum brakes, but I do need them, and my pedal feels soft, and I really do need to get new drums, but I know what you're saying. Alright, so I went and took a look at a diagram and figured out where this sucker goes, and I figured it out. However, I think that sucker's broken. And it's supposed to go up here and do a wraparound or something. And I actually think this is it. That is it right there. So I may have to weld that sucker up. I'll weld it up, see if it holds. So that's holding me up. So I'll get back out here and fool with it a little bit later. Get the kids fed and stuff. So we got time. Back to going back together here, and I just shot a frickin' spring up against the wall. Since I don't have the right tools to do this, but I'm attempting it anyway. You know how we do it here. I hate drum brakes. I don't know. Let's see. And then my rod that I welded up, I had it, and then I hit it again, and it just freaking, it got too hot. So that sucked. hitting that cylinder. Not sure that's gonna work out that well. We'll try to bend it a little bit, I guess. We just got to get this spring up on there. Got it flying off and cracking me in the head. You think I did that right? I don't freaking know. Well, at least they're not on rivets now, even if it's just a pad slab. Seals replaced. Got new shoes on here, new hardware, other than the spring it didn't come with, and then the rod that comes from the, I don't know exactly what you call it. It's something for the adjuster. Anyways, it broke. I attempted to weld it. It didn't work. I'm going to throw them back on until I get one of those, and then I'll pop that back in. It shouldn't affect the braking. It won't adjust right, probably. But it's not going to be very long. So let's lift this sucker up in here and do a little work. Before I do that, I'm going to take a little bit of grease and just put it around my seal here. I always like to do that just to make sure. So I put grease on the back bearing. I guess I could put a little grease on the spindle. Probably won't hurt nothing. And I know it's lubed by the gear oil, but still, anyways, might as well. I'll leave it. I think that's okay. So we got, there's a washer back there, right? That goes in the deal. Right. And then we have nut. Since these, I didn't replace any of the bearings or anything, I don't want to go too tight with this. I just want to make sure it seats. Seems like it did seat okay. And then just a little above hand tight there. Make sure everything spins okay. Should be good to go. Put our stuff back in there. Whatever it's at, too. Bend that up. Now we should be good to go. Spins okay. Alright, and now we got to put our axle back up in there. I probably don't need any of this, but I'm going to put just a little bit around here. Just a little bit. I could probably just put it back together without the seal and just RTV, but I like seals for some reason. Well, that was an all-day brake job, but got her done. I'm gonna feel the brakes, see how they are. Probably give them a little adjustment. Yeah. You guys with old trucks, cars, ever notice that even if you're going the speed limit or faster than the speed limit, nobody wants to be behind your old ass truck? It's interesting. When I'm driving my new Tahoe or Camaro, people are just like content. Well, sometimes, you know. But I just notice when I'm driving this or whatever, people are just like they don't want to be behind the. They don't want to. Maybe they feel like parts are gonna fall off and hit them or something. I don't know. Brakes are feeling Move Joe better. Coffee's tasting good this morning. I'm tired. So another thing, you know, I told you, like, you know, obviously I'm sure you guys do too, you know, watch a lot of videos, and I have some favorites, you know. I watched Mr. Heavy Chevy, and found this new one. It's a classic truck rescue. That's pretty cool. This dude, he's got this big, I don't know, this is not really a ranch. That guy was backing up and made me feel like I was creeping forward. Anyways, but anyway, he like saves all these old Chevy trucks. So he like goes out and finds them and then tows them home, and so that just makes for cool video. So that one's cool. It's all classic truck rescue. And then Mr. Heavy Chevy. What other ones do I watch? I still love Roadkill. I like watching Roadkill. I particularly like Roadkill where they have to go get something and they don't really spend too much money on it. They just kind of try to make a whole bit of POS. So that's pretty fun. I was driving up the road here right now and I seen this truck driver. He's out in front of his truck jumping rope, which is kind of cool. I'm wondering if in the cab he's got one of those arm things like over the top. Maybe.